Kyle Sonlin and Herwig Konings are founding partners of Security Token Group. All opinions expressed by them or guests on this podcast are solely their opinions and do not represent the views of Security Token Group or its subsidiaries. You should not take any opinion expressed on the show as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow any investment strategy. This podcast is for informational purposes only.
Something's different.
Have you noticed?
Have you noticed?
We'll give you a second. Yeah.
Episode 135 is here.
You know, it is all odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. I guess that makes this an odd week.
Odd week.
It is.
We might as well introduce ourselves. I am Megan Nyvold, head of media here at Security Token Market.
And I am I'm John Pittman. I work with Security Token Advisors. You also see me on a bunch of videos everywhere, so I'm here. Welcome to the Security Token Show.
We are hosting this week in place of Kyle and Herwig.
But with that said, if you are watching this episode, that means that we have survived Bitcoin weekend. So many events, so many things happening all throughout the week. But this one was different because there was an NFT weekend that started and that took us through the week of events. And then now we have concluded Bitcoin conference weekend. And with that, let's head into the top 5, Meg.
All right, well, our number one piece of news, rightfully so, is that it is Bitcoin week. There's a lot of news surrounding this. So, we kicked off Bitcoin week with Mayor Francis Suarez unveiling a laser-eyed bull statue at the conference itself. This was meant to symbolize Miami being self-proclaimed the world's capital of crypto. And Suarez also stated that the Miami Bull is symbolic and powerful addition to our city's landscape. Its presence further reaffirms the strength of Miami's position on the financial world stage. The future of finance is here in Miami. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's a very big bull, by the way. It's like 3,000 pounds, like 11 feet. But it's just crazy. This conference, it brought so many people into the city, hundreds of speakers, a couple keynote speakers. They had Kevin O'Leary, Dave Portnoy from Boston Sports.
Yeah, I met him.
No, I bet. And then, not to burst anybody's bubble, but they were actually against Bitcoin a couple years ago, and now they're actually speaking at the conference. So it just lets you know just how this technology is really just starting to shape up everybody's, mindset. But you also had Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Yang. But honestly, if you had a blockchain project, then you probably need to be in the city because networking is key. And with that said, Miami is always like this, though. Every single day. It's not just this week. It's not just this weekend. It's not just this month. But every single day, there are some brilliant minds that you can meet, going out to restaurants, meeting out at bars, meeting out at museums, the beach, wherever. So that said, that brings us into article number 2 of the week. And
a very special one.
So Bloomberg, pretty much the Bible of the public markets, they actually wrote an article detailing what's happening in the city. It's called Miami is hosting the world's biggest crypto party. So, like I said, while on the surface you think it's the party, like the typical days, a guy with half his shirt unbuttoned, sweating with a gold chain. No, it's a bunch of people just having a good time, living their best life, because Miami is voted the happiest city and also the fittest city. So these people are really enjoying it here. So in that article, it was authored by Michelina and Nathan. They actually stopped by the office. They got a couple quotes from Kyle, Herwig.
They met the team and included some photos in there, which is awesome. So definitely check that out.
They met a few people around the city that are all in the blockchain space. Amazing article, and it really does kind of bring home the fact that Miami is the crypto hub.
I feel like there was a quote that sums it up really well. We are literally taking the gravitational centers of America. In finance, it was New York, and tech, it was Silicon Valley, and we're basically yanking it down and making it Miami. Suarez told visitors and longtime residents. So that's powerful.
It's just a bunch of brilliant collaborators collaborating. But Megan, what do we have for number 3?
Number 3, we have news from INX and STOKR. During the conference, the Luxembourg-based fintech company STOKR, they specialize in the tokenization of corporate assets, announced the partnership with INX. And if you remember in 2021, I believe May, INX closed its STO fundraising. It was the first operation approved by the U.S. financial regulator, the SEC, raising around $85 million from more than 7,200 investors.
Big.
So it was huge news. And so now they've partnered up, kind of merging, European and U.S. markets. And nonetheless, they announced it during the Bitcoin conference. So that definitely takes number 3's spot. And actually, we hosted Arnab and Tobias of STOKR, as well as Douglas of INX in the office here this week. Kyle talked to them for a bit, so definitely check that out on YouTube.
That interview is live right now, right?
It's live right now,
Yeah, check that out.
yes. So definitely check that out. And then I went to the Bitcoin conference to deliver a trophy because they were voted the Company of the Year 2021 on the Security Token Show by Kyle and Herwig. So that was definitely super exciting to deliver that trophy. I'll drop the photo in there. I got to hang out with the team for a bit at Bitcoin 2022. But yeah, that takes number 3. And John,
Well,
a lot going on, right now out of the EU and the US.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, the EU, actually, I have some news from them. So in Switzerland, the EDSX, or the European Digital Assets Exchange, they are opening up the first security token exchange in that country. So the EDSX was founded back in 2019, and they had a chance to go through the long, arduous compliance process. And I think that took about 2.5 years. But this is big because they've already been playing in the primary issuance and the primary markets. But with the security token exchange, now they can play around in the secondary trading market. And so this is going to be great for retail and institutional players to all get involved and pretty much start giving everybody the liquidity that they always want. So you could probably expect this market to actually go live, I think, in Q3 or just maybe a few months, give or take. And we'll be looking forward to that. We'll cover that as soon as that goes live. But that's great news. And I think there's some more news involving stock exchanges, right, Meg?
Yes. So actually, Article 5 is FTX has announced they are taking stake in the stock equities exchange IEX group, and this is going to strengthen the crypto markets. The size of FTX investment was not announced, but it is said to be substantial. And this is kind of FTX, I feel like, solidifying its place in the global digital assets market. Yeah. So we'll see. This is obviously going to improve market structure for investors and in a trusted and compliant manner. But it could offer a few synergies between the two. FTX, obviously, this investment signifies that they're kind of banking on a tokenized world, which is great news for the industry.
And they're already traded tokenized stocks, so they definitely believe in the power of trading securities.
Yeah, they have their hands in a few different places in the market and positioning themselves. Recently announced that Solana, right, is now being
the OpenSeas.
OpenSea and Solana now are being. The NFTs are being traded on OpenSea, so.
That's big news. Because OpenSeas had usually been only Ethereum-based blockchain NFTs. So now with the Solana being accepted into OpenSeas, it really kind of opens up the world for a lot of Solana NFT hodlers.
So they've got a lot going on. I mean, this also brings value in the sense it gives access to a pre-approved securities exchange, overlap in multiple fan bases. We've got FTX has a huge following, very strong presence in Miami. They're everywhere. We were just joking.
I mean,
are they
literally everywhere? They're in the office building also. Yeah. There's a lot of people in the office building.
They're upstairs. So, and then developing further broker relationships, which is amazing for everybody involved. And so, FTX, we'll see what they continue to do. And obviously, we'll see a little bit more regulation come out of this as well. So,
well, that wraps it up. On Jason with our industry updates.
Hey there, I'm Jason, Head of Growth and Ops here at STM, and I have some exciting industry updates for you. Let's kick off with 3 new jurisdictions announcing pro-Bitcoin legislation. That's right, Bitcoin infrastructure developer Samson took the stage at Bitcoin 2022 conference with legislators from around the world to announce their progress. In Honduras, Prospera is building a market for Bitcoin bonds, and there will be favorable tax regulations. They currently have a token on the Securitized platform. Check it out. Now moving on to Portugal's Madeira region. They will allow for Bitcoin investors to not pay for personal taxes Meanwhile, Mexican Senator Indira Kempis announced for upcoming proposed regulation to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender in Mexico nationwide and sent a message to President López Obrador to get coffee and talk through it. Sound familiar? Probably because we all know El Salvador recognizes Bitcoin as legal tender now, and that's majorly thanks to Samson, who stepped down as Blockstream CSO to focus on nation-state Bitcoin adoption. So far, so good. I'll take this quick opportunity to plug in Crypto con Leche, our all-Spanish show, which will be covering Bitcoin specifically this coming Thursday. Check it out on the STM YouTube page. Next, we have a power trio. Tesla, Blockstream, and Block have joined forces to mine Bitcoin using solar power in Texas. I bet John would want to cover this topic right now. Anyways, Dr. Adam Back announced at Bitcoin 2022 that scalability for mining using renewable energy is possible. While Blockstream and Block, which used to be Square, build the pilot crypto mine, Tesla will be supplying the solar installation and batteries, which store excess energy for nighttime and non-sunny day mining. Real-time financial and operational information will be accessible to the public through a dashboard, including the mine's hash rate and energy consumption. This comes with the goal to show data for the debate of the off-grid mining's ability to fund solar power expansion. Adam said, if we publish the raw data and the raw financial information, I think it speaks for itself. Congratulations on this joint venture. I can't wait to see the results. Now moving on, in celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Jobs Act, CoreConX is launching its own multimedia space called CoreTalkX to share knowledge and stories to improve entrepreneurial access to capital. It'll have a variety of media channels and an open public library for all to participate. Now, who's to lead it? None other than David Wield IV, Chairman and CEO of the investment bank Wield & Co., also known as the father of the Jobs Act, which helps reshape the future of startups, venture capital, and access to the private markets, most notably for startups to raise capital from retail investors through crowdfunding. Looking forward to CoreTalkX. Now, next up, we have the Japan Exchange Group. JPX, the operator of the Tokyo Stock Exchange, announced that they will be tokenizing stocks by 2025. More specifically, digital securities, which in Japan, it refers to security tokens. Now, it's important to note that SBI's Osaka Digital Exchange plans to launch its own by 2023, but JPX CEO said, I'm not trying to compete. Now, while this ramps up, JPX's new market innovation and research subsidiary, JPXI, will focus on data and indices and incorporate blockchain technology. Both the Tokyo Stock Exchange and Osaka Exchange's data and digital businesses have been transferred to the new JPXI, consistent with the collaborative message. Now let's fly over to Malaysia, where IBM Highlands City is building Genting Highlands, a billion-dollar project. Yes, billion with a capital B. This luxury property will have serviced apartments, commercial areas, and five-star hotels. Brazilian entrepreneur Luis Goes, co-founder of LG Bank, is leading the token development for the IBM Highlands City Fortune Towers. He believes the consolidation of crypto assets is shifting the focus toward tangible projects. This project is looking to raise $325 million using 325,000 Hashbrotel or Hashem tokens, that's 1,000 a pop, now live on LG Bank. It gives token holders shared ownership in IBM Core with a finished project being delivered in 2025. Last but not least, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon expresses his value for blockchain technology in his most recent shareholder letter. He talks about the bank's proactivity in the space as he talks about their Link blockchain, which allows institutions to exchange payment information, and now even their JPM coin, which clients can use to transfer US dollar deposits. Although there's still more exploring to do, Dimon says he supports JPM clients' desire for crypto and will make access as clean and legitimate as possible without custodying it. Now that's all for me. Now let's go to Jonah for the latest STO updates.
Hi, I'm Jonah Schulman, Head of Communications, and I have some awesome new STOs to share with you. But before we do, let's take a quick look at the Blockstream mining node performance thus far. This is definitely one of my favorite STOs to watch. And if you didn't know already, this Blockstream mining node is a brainchild of Adam Back and Samson, really OGs in the Bitcoin space. And it might be one of the most successful STOs of our time, as they've fully subscribed not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, bear with me, not seven, but 8 different tranches of these nodes totaling over 40 million euro via the STOKR platform. Each BMN token grants the investor a 2,000 terahash rate via their mining operations over a 3-year time period. The mined Bitcoin is then accumulated over this time period and distributed to the token holders at the end of the term. And this note just passed day 275 of the 3-year note and has already mined 3.5 Bitcoin. The best part about this investment is that you not only receive distributions in Bitcoin, but you're given a massive upside if Bitcoin rises in price, as well as have the ability to trade your BMN security token on a liquid market. Unfortunately, US investors cannot participate at this time, but hopefully they can soon. So yeah, Bitcoin miners are hot, but you know what's hotter? The Red Frog Beach Island Resort and Spa. Wow, I'd love to sip a pina colada overlooking the ocean as a part owner of this resort. And that opportunity is becoming a legitimate reality via the collaboration with Solid Block, who is a leading issuance platform in our space, alongside Blue Sea Holdings, who is the US holding company of this incredible resort. This resort takes place not too far from Miami in Panama, and you can become an equity holder of the Red Frog Beach portfolio by owning the FROGI token. With a minimum investment, you can join at any stage of this commercial hospitality development and expansion project, and the Red Frog Beach Resort and Spa is a unique enclave encompassing 5 miles of some of the most stunning beaches, as well as a deep water marina. With more than $47 million invested to date, Red Frog Beach welcomes more than 10,000 visitors a year to its fully operational resort. So check out this offering at solidblock.co and let me know if you could see yourself vacationing there as well.
Hello and happy Monday! The month of April has been challenging for security tokens so far as the market closed down over 10% on the week to $3.651 billion. The two main culprits, Dignity Gold and Overstock. Dignity Gold has traded down to $2.16 per token, giving back all of its gains since the NASCAR catalyst. And since recovering most of its year's losses, Overstock has given it all back as well, trading itself back down to $36 per token. Just 1 year ago, Overstock was traded at nearly 2x its current price, close to $70 per token. If we look at the macro equity markets, this picture is not unique to security tokens, as investors are struggling to remain bullish while absorbing the hawkish Fed comments on one hand, inflation concerns on the other, and challenges across the globe. For emerging sectors, however, such as security tokens, it's really important to think longer term, and an unsuspecting person is doing just that. Logan Paul. You may know him as YouTuber, turned celebrity boxer, turned WWE fighter, but you're soon to know him as much more. After raising $8 million, his liquid marketplace is officially coming to life. The idea to take particularly high-end items, especially one-of-a-kind pieces, and make them accessible to anyone. Someone who wants to sell their physical item on the marketplace has to have it delivered to a vault. Once in that liquid marketplace possession, the item can then be sold on the marketplace with each token accounting for 10 cents of the item's value. This includes Pokemon cards, famous cards of any sort, and so much more. Those tokens are going to be ERC20 tokens on the Ethereum blockchain and can be transferred outside of the marketplace. Although it recommends users avoiding doing so for obvious safety reasons. But in theory, you can send it to the liquid marketplace, sell it on OpenSea, and make your money. Now imagine a world where we're tracking the value of all these liquid marketplace tokens. That's what tokenization can do. Take those illiquid items, put it on chain, make it tradable, and I can talk about it every single Monday. That's the excitement of security tokens, and that's why we're just getting started. That's all for now, but have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next Monday.
Wakey wakey, welcome to Inside the Metaverse. Ralph Lauren jumps inside the Metaverse, and according to their trademark filings, it sounds like they don't even know what it is. Downloadable computer software? Gotta give it up to them for protecting the brand. Following that, while everyone is trying to create and build, UAE is trying to figure out how they can put police in the Metaverse. They are participating in various virtual crisis simulations using VR goggles in regards to cyber attacks and drone strikes, saying we are a step ahead of the criminals. Coming from the Interior Ministry's International Operations Department Director, Major Hamad Katir himself. Up next, Adidas partners with Ready Player Me. And for some of you who don't know, Ready Player Me is a cross-game avatar platform that allows you to explore metaverses with a single identity. That, combined with an AI avatar generator based on your personality, should make for a really fun project. Next, do you want to enter your business into the metaverse? A company called HelpShift will help you do just that with a new product they call the Metashift, which will help brands create an immersive experience and service that they will also provide user support for. That was Inside the Metaverse with your host, Eve Van Cole.
Metaverse is booming. Thank you, Eve. Let's get into our next segment, the main topic. Has Miami bulldozed Wall Street?
What did you say?
Has Miami bulldozed Wall Street? So before we get into that, let's talk about our companies of the week. I have two this week. Respectfully, I couldn't choose just one. INX and STOKR. Those are my choices. They just came merging, making such a fantastic announcement at during Bitcoin Week 2022. It really shows that tokenization is leveraging on a global scale, multiple assets, and this their announcement that they've, kind of created synergies between each other gives access to such greater opportunities within the tokenization marketplace. So that's why I had to choose them. They announced it at the perfect time. They've got plenty of news in the pipeline that we will obviously be covering. It's a huge step forward for international business. So between the American markets and European markets, I'm really excited about this one.
Honestly, and just once again, they made this announcement after they landed in Miami, after they had a chance to shake hands, and it just once again proves the synergism that's happening in the city on a daily basis, and how this could be a new Wall Street. But we'll get to the topic later.
I want to give a quick quote. So this is from Douglas Borthwick. While INX and STOKR inhabit the same security token space, they offer issuers different blockchains and regulatory compliance. So it, like I said, just gives so many more options in the space, broadening, what we can really do.
Because, some token holders, they are very loyal to blockchain, so now they can still maybe trade securities on another one, but still have their own blockchain that they operate in for the most part.
Yeah, so that's my choice, John.
Awesome. Well, I'm a little biased, but it's my week, is my show. I can do what I want to do. My company of the week is going to be Security Token Advisors. So for those who may not know, the security token market, it has a sister company called Security Token Advisors, and they specialize in helping early issuers or developed issuers in really getting that offering all the way completed. So there's different ways we plug into that. We, as in Security Token Advisors, also known as STA, and one of those ways is as an education piece. Getting in, letting these issuers know different ways they can structure their offering, marketing strategy so they can get in front of the right investor audience based on their regulatory filings, and just kind of taking all those factors into it. But the real reason I chose them is because last week they launched their newsletter. It's actually the third time they've done this. It comes out monthly, the first Tuesday of every month, and it really gives an update on all the things that you need to know as an issuer that's happening in the industry. It's very institutional based. And I think that if you were subscribed to this newsletter, you will definitely know anything that's happening over the past 30 days. Secondly, they also launched their Ask an Advisor, which is a webinar or a forum that they've been hosting on Twitter. And now you, as an early issuer or somebody who's curious about the space, now you can come in and ask our expert advisors exactly what's on your mind. I mean, you can even ask how to change a light bulb. I mean, it's fine. We're okay with that. But that's my company of the week. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. If you subscribe to the newsletter, then you won't miss the Ask an Advisor. They kind of go hand in hand. They're right after each other. So
we have two amazing newsletters. Definitely check them both out. They can be found on our Twitter. Mm-hmm. Jonah Schulman, every Monday, he's got one coming out as well called What's Drippin'. So that's a fun spin on not only the tokenization space, but he follows, the industry in general from a broader perspective. So definitely follow both.
Yeah. So
get your weekly reading in.
Get your weekly read in. We always have a lot of stuff dripping here out of security token market and Miami. So with that said, let's move on to the main topic.
That brings us right to the main topic. Everything's going on in Miami, you would say. I would say.
I would think that with the unleashing of the bull by Mayor Suarez, it kind of really signaled that the merging of finance and tech has officially happened. We've had New York and San Francisco kind of collide here in Miami, at least figuratively. And what do you think? What do you think happened? What was the birthplace of this whole idea?
What really kicked it off in my eyes is Mayor Suarez asking or tweeting, how can I help? And that has stuck with this whole, I want to say movement. I see shirts in Miami, just random people on the sidewalk. The mayor himself sometimes wears the shirts. How can I help? It's really just stood for everything Miami wants to embody and become because, places like New York, we see a lot of news coming out. They kind of have to retract their steps. They try and be, welcoming and say, oh, we're going to get on that bandwagon as well, where we're going to become a new place for tech and development to, really flourish. But New York itself, just recently, they said that they are going to outlaw Bitcoin mining operations.
I remember saying that at one time.
And it's like,
it was impulsive.
Yeah. So, it's still in the works, but how can people build in a city that's not welcoming and open to all of these, new people from different places with different ideas? So I love that Suarez has positioned us in that way.
I think those cities eventually, as they start seeing Miami flourish, they're going to start, like you said, start walking back, start realizing it's reactionary. But by that time, I think that Miami will have soaked up a lot of their talent and lured them in. And I think a lot of that started with Florida in general having really lax COVID restrictions.
I want to say I'm a little bit biased as well. The COVID restrictions here just allowed business to take place, and where if we can't, be operating and growing these businesses, it really halts development. So I totally agree with you.
And beyond that, it's just that when a lot of this was happening in California, New York, these people, they were also working at home. So when you're thinking about if I'm working at home, where would I want to work from home at? A place that I can probably go to the gym, to the grocery store, and go to the beach. I can go work out here. And then while you're doing that, you're at this grocery store, you're at these restaurants, and you also meet people who are also in these new and exciting fields. And then now it's time for you to move back, and you're like, you know what? San Francisco is expensive. New York is expensive. Right now, Miami's not that expensive, and the things are great here. So I think that was just a lot of sequential events that happens. Starts with that tweet. Now it kind of starts letting everybody know that Miami is a good place to come. Remote work.
From a financial perspective as well, businesses, it's a no-brainer to operate here compared to New York or California. The taxes are totally different, and we're seeing a lot of efforts from the city. The donation from Miami Coin, $5 million to the city. We have just so many different aspects that other places are not offering.
You have companies that have moved down here as well. Like I know Peter Smith from blockchain.com. His company is valued at $14 billion. He ended up moving from New York down here. Like these are like big swatches of centers of technology who are coming here and they're not going back. And they're coming here, they're bringing jobs, which means where they're going to get these people to work for these jobs. It's going to bring them from those cities again. So I think that's going to keep happening. We even have downtown Miami, we have Glozal. They got a current security token offering right now. They're here as well. They decided to base their headquarters here. So even the security token space, I think we have an opportunity to really grow here.
And it's funny, we've actually seen a lot of the businesses kind of capitalize on this new influx of people with this vision to create a different sort of, way that tech and blockchain is involved in our lives. I just saw the other day. So we have 11 who accepts crypto. 11, it's a club, a entertainment club here in downtown Miami, very, very popular. They accept cryptocurrency. They announced they accept ApeCoin, which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
Komodo announced that through the sale of an NFT, you can, if you're the owner of the NFT, you can order a off-menu dessert. Only NFT holders have access to. I don't know who else is doing that.
Honestly, I ran into somebody who's opening up a lounge on the north side of Miami, and they are going to have where you buy an NFT, you have access to a secret menu like Komodo, but then they have an upstairs lounge where this NFT grants you access. And of course, you're going to be rubbing elbows with other people in the industry as well. But it's those type of things that really start attracting people when they're on vacation. Like, wow, you guys have these features here. All of this is going down. And then when that happens, 11 has opened up a residence where they are also accepting cryptocurrencies for you to buy your unit. And these are units that the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan Paul, they have access to. These are going up to $40 million. So once again, it's just a lot of money, and they're attracting the people in the crypto industry down here. And I think this is going to ultimately be a funnel that gets Miami to be one of the first cities at a mass adoption level to start tokenizing everything. Now that I'm at this restaurant, now that I'm on NFT, now if this restaurant wants to do a security token offering, I already have an ecosystem of hungry investors. So now the crowdfunding aspect, we kind of just dive right in.
Yeah. It's funny. Someone asked me at the conference this past week, they said, I can't believe the amount of advertising dollars that have been put behind advertising for the Bitcoin conference. And I was like, what do you mean? They said, well, all around the city now, there's NFT, there's cryptocurrency, blockchain, all of these different projects and companies advertising. And I said, no, that's always here.
It's always here.
It's not just for the conference. That's all we see. We saw the Floki Inu
the biggest billboard in the city
on the side of 95. It doesn't end. It can't be ignored either. So.
There's helicopters, there's boats in the water.
Oh my gosh, the helicopter with the form a DAO, save a business or something.
It's crazy when you're talking to 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds out here randomly, and they know what rug pull is.
Yeah.
They, so they have their wallet unlocked, they have their whitelist and all these Discord channels they're a part of. It's a beautiful time to be in the city. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for security tokens.
So, is Miami bulldozing Wall Street?
I think we are in mid-bulldoze right now. Yeah.
Under construction. Under construction. Here we are. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, our bull is better than theirs.
Our bull is better than theirs. That's a hot take. I'll take that any day, though.
It is literally.
Did you see that bull?
It's literally hotter here.
It's literally
a hotter bull. But that's it for me, man.
That's it for me.
Thank you guys for hanging out for the ride.
Hopefully, we'll have Herwig and Kyle back for you next week. But in the meantime, if you need us, follow us on Twitter. You know where to find us.
All right. Happy tokenizing.
Happy tokenizing.